Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to Allotment of the Dead. So I thought I would give you a quick tour around the plot of what's going on now. I'm telling you, everything is growing so well. That rain we've just had has been an absolute bonus for the things outside. Does mean I still need to go inside the polytunnels and the other buildings as well, just make sure that they're watered. But everything is doing so well at the moment. Let me start at the head of the plot as usual and show you what's going on. Those people that are wondering, I've got these little blisters on my face still. That has come from when I was trimming parsnips 5 years ago. Thing about parsnips is they are full of a sap that is the same as giant hogweed. You get that on your skin in direct sunlight, it photosensitizes your skin and you end up with these horrible blisters. Now this was 5 years ago. I'm still getting blisters on my face, my arms, not to the same degree as they were back when I had the initial strimming incident. I call it the strimming incident because at the time I didn't think anything of it. I strimmed with bare arms. I think it was only about 6 parsnip plants, which were about, I don't know, 5 foot tall. Didn't think anything of it, trimmed them down. Next minute I was feeling it on my skin. You could really feel that kind of really hot burning on my skin, but it wasn't until I got home that I started seeing the blisters forming, and I was like, oh crikey, that's really horrible. Not as bad as giant hogweed. It's the same family, carrot family. They are horrible when it comes to skin sensitivity, rashes, that sort of thing. But as I say, I've learnt my lesson. I will never strim with bare arms now. It's something that is not worth the hassle, because I say you're going to get, even if you're only doing nettles, you're going to get pebble dash with nettles, and you're going to end up with little stings all over you and stuff like that anyway. But strimming parsnips, worst thing ever. And I say, I'm still getting blisters. Right, let's show you what's going on, because I say there is so much going on at the minute. The plot is looking really nice, albeit there's a few weeds here and there as you'd expect, but everything is looking absolutely gorgeous, and we're getting lots of produce that we can probably start harvesting soon. Right, let me turn you around. Okay, I've stuck myself in the corner there. Hopefully I'll remember that I'm in that top left hand corner. We'll see what happens. Just to show you kind of my reaction to some of these things as well. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop sometimes. Right, let's start at the top of the plot here. So if you can remember, let me see if I can show you a full version of this. Now I've been thinking about getting a drone and being able to show you a top down version of what's going on. But yeah, this is the head of the plot. We've got the jalapeno house there. And then my plot goes all the way up from the jalapeno house here, past the alley house. We've got 2 polytunnels. The tree on the end there on the left hand side is my mulberry. And just past that is the area where I've planted my smaller varieties of pumpkins to climb up the frame. I will show you that. Hopefully I will whiz through this and it won't take too long. I don't want to be making enormous videos, but there is a lot on my plot at the moment, so I'm excited to show you. Right, let's show you the tomatillos. So solanum species, same as your aubergines, chillies, but now we're getting the fruit in. So these are going to be able to be harvested really soon. You get this husk on them, and then the actual fruit underneath is quite sticky. But these make absolutely fantastic salsa verde. They're great for jams, and even pickled tomatillos are nice as well. If you look over the end there, we've got beetroot growing. I've got some spring onions in the middle. I'm going to start planting some more spring onions, beetroot, spinach, maybe some more carrots, just to put a succession in, because there's going to be bits and pieces coming out. My things there on the wall, so we've got the tomatoes in the top there. I'm not going to grow tomatoes in tiny amounts of soil again. It's not going to be something I'm going to do. That being said, I've got some little fruit on them. They're doing all right. The shelf below though, that is the ice plant, and they're looking okay. They do need a lot of water, so I'll be hopefully giving them a bit more today. And then the lilies, as I've showed you before with these, they're absolutely gorgeous. Now I thought I only had one variety there, But if you look, there's some with like a yellow mouth or throat to them, and then you've got the pure white variety next to them. So there's two varieties in there. There's like a pink tinge to some of them as well, which is quite nice. But those there, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Oh, I can't zoom in on this mode, unfortunately. But those orange ones are tiger lilies. So again, doing really, really well. Right, let's go round here. So the josterberry, I'm still in two minds to whether to cut these out completely. If I cut these branches back this year, I won't get any fruit next year because they grow on the previous season's growth. So if I leave all these, I'll have fruit on them next year, but I'm not sure whether to leave them or not. I need to probably cut the Weigelia back now it's finished flowering, and also the I can't remember what it's called, although it's coming back again. If I'm getting a second, oh no, it's a weed. Let's have that out. Bless it. I'll stick it on the ground there for now. I've got 2 polystyrene tubs, one of coriander. Again, coriander grows really, really quite quickly, and it goes to seed very quickly in this country, unfortunately. We've also got some methy or fenugreek. Really nice smell to that. We can harvest some of that for some herbs and stuff for some Indian dishes. Dahlias doing really good. Again, we're getting this nice, really darker colour with this now as well. Right, let's have a quick look in there. Bit of a mishmash of kale. So we've got the Cavolo Nero Siberian kale. We've got some curly kale. I think there's some Romanescu, I suppose the cauliflowers. We've got some kohlrabi at the end there. And then we've got some flower sprouts on this end. And I think there's some normal sprouts as well. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Looks like I've locked myself out of the jalapeno house, but we'll get in there in a second. Absolutely gorgeous dahlias. The dahlias here, the little miniature varieties, haven't really grown back for me, unfortunately. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's a worm. Timu special. Got a nice little Arctic strawberry. Are they Arctic strawberries? I can't remember what they're called now. I'll get it right one day, but these are as tasty, if not more tasty, than the kind of propagated varieties you can get. That depth of flavour is a lot better. Right, let me see if I can get into here one-handed. I'm hoping it's not all going to be dead in here because, as I say, I've not been down yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to water yesterday. But we've had it a bit cooler. We've had a bit of rain outside. It's still 25 degrees in here. So we've got the cucumber plant there. Yeah, it's going to need a bit of water today, looking a bit bedraggled. My bits and pieces I put in here have gone over. So this was mustards and things, but they've gone over. I've got some aubergines now putting on a bit of growth. My Total Eclipse Challenge chilies are ripening. Now these are premature. These have gone quite quickly in terms of setting up that fruit. In terms of yield on these, I'm probably not going to get much. I might actually take the yield from my Total Eclipse from my other Total Eclipse that I've got in the polytunnel, and we'll see how that goes. I've got 2 again weird varieties of chili that I didn't know what they were. I think these are, yeah, these are a small yellow variety that I can't remember the name of it now. I think these are from Hawaii, Maui. There's some sort of Maui chili, I think. I can't remember the name of it. If I remember it, I'll stick it up in the corner. I've got a self-seeded. This isn't actually a tomatillo. I mean, you can look at the little flowers there. And the flowers on this are absolutely cute. I'm wondering if that actually might be a tomatillo, actually, because I thought it was going to be an apple of Peru, which is the ones, the shoe fly, but I don't think it is a shoe fly. I think it's something else. The long chilies. So these are my long chili plants. They're doing absolutely crap. I've got some long chilies on there. We've got one there. It's looking okay. This, I think, is another total eclipse. Well, I've just labelled it Thunder Mountain for some reason. Thunder Mountain are more supposed to look like this. So these are the kind of what Thunder Mountain's more likely to look like. So I think they're total eclipse. That looks like a Thunder Mountain, the way it's curled. And Joe's Long Cayenne are these long, as I say, long varieties. But you know, that's reasonable. That's not too bad at all. Not sure. It's going to be about 20 centimeters or so. Maybe it'll get a bit longer. That being said, it's started already to ripen, so it might not get much bigger than that. My wasabi has been hit by those fellas, little buggers. So we'll have to get rid of those at some point shortly. We've got a couple of Perilla Shiso. I think they're Perilla Shiso, which is an amaranth kind of variety of almost, I suppose you could use it like spinach. But it might be a green callaloo actually. But it's self-seeded. I didn't plant that. That seeded itself. My other cucumber plant over here is not doing great. But again, we've got some cucumbers on it. We'll harvest those. The jalapenos are all coming in now. So we've got some black jalapenos. There's some white ones there, amongst the bindweed as well. We've got a azabachi one there. We've got this variegated plant with, again, some really nice jalapenos on that. We've got the Telica jalapeno. Supposed to be a mammoth jalapeno here. So these are supposed to be some big ones, but we've got fruit on most of them now. Jalapenos, being an annum variety, will grow quite quickly, so really, really good. My kiwi berry has actually put out new growth. I thought I'd killed it. I thought it had died on me, but all of this is new growth, so maybe not too bad. Might be okay. And also on the normal kiwi as well, we've got new growth on that as well. So hopefully I haven't killed either of them. Right, let's step back out. It's absolutely boiling out here still. We're expecting torrential rain. It's going to be absolutely tons of it, supposedly, in a space of a couple of hours. The clary sage, and that is such a fantastic, weird looking plant. It's one of the reasons why I bought it, because they're amazing. Again, the roses, I'd probably need to feed the roses, although I've had more flowers on it this year than I've had before, albeit they are going over quite quickly. But again, what can you can't really complain for a £3 plant from Sainsbury's. And I think the Indian mint is still growing quite well. That smell is still so strong. The euphorbia here, I think, has gone over. Again, with a bit more rain, we should be okay. Right, the white buddleia is just starting to put the flowers out. So there's the white variety. The purple variety was on the end there, and purple and blue. That's the red one. So again, they're doing well. I've got this bucket of cosmos, still putting out some nice flowers. Again, I'll probably need to do some deadheading. We'll do that hopefully over this weekend. The Clancy potatoes from Robin Gardens. So these are my plants. We've got some lovely flowers on them now. Not sure what we've got in the way of potatoes under there. Hopefully we've got something. I would expect there to be something. There's 3 plants in there actually that I put in, all in one bucket. We've got 2 buckets there, which I'm going to probably harvest this weekend. And although I've harvested some of the loganberries and tayberries, I'm going to have to come up with something better, I think, for those. The actual tayberry is lethal. I mean, them spikes are really horrible. Maybe I need to grow more loganberries, thornless. Again, bindweed everywhere, unfortunately. My carrots, oh gosh, mixed success. A bit sporadic. So one variety's done all right. That was the deep purple. The rest of them, I think they need a bit more water. Sweet Candle's doing all right. But yeah, again, I think we'll have to put a bit more water in there. The bindweed has gone rife in here. I need to get control of this. They've gone absolutely mad. The dahlias are all now starting to flower. So I'm going to need to take off this netting. I was going to do that last weekend. Again, didn't get around to it, unfortunately. But we're going to get these really nice, big, hopefully, big yellow flowers. There's some multicolour ones in there, and there's a white variety called Evelyn, named after my mum. Well, it weren't named after my mum. It's the only plant I've been able to find with my mum's name spelt the same way as she spells it. So again, yeah, really nice. My challenge potatoes. So this is the single seed potato challenge potatoes. I've got 7 buckets. They're doing okay. All good. I've pulled out the radish I was trying to grow. I can't grow radish. They're rubbish. Maybe I'm growing it in the wrong soil. I was thinking I was giving it enough water, but maybe I'm not doing that either. I've got a nice thing of weeds there, so I'm going to plant that up, hopefully with some lettuces or something like that. These plants here are called Celtis. So they're supposed to grow like they're doing here vertically, but I'm wondering whether they're actually going to seed. But the leaves you can harvest and you can eat them fine. Again, they taste a bit like a mixture of celery and lettuce, supposedly. Tastes more like a chicory, a little bit of a bitterness to it. Maybe it's because they're slightly going over now. But it's all good. The last of the aconitum for this year, they've not flowered yet. I'm wondering whether they will. There's got to be at least some flowers on these. Hopefully they will. We'll see what happens. The rest of the poisonous plants in here have pretty much gone over, including the opium poppies here. They were kind of short-lived. I think they only flower for a day and then they kind of knock off. Right. We've got lots of sunflowers, lots of different varieties of sunflowers all kicking around, and there's some more over there. I like my sunflowers. And the lilies. Again, that lily beetles really hit them for 6 this year, despite putting neem sprays. I've tried garlic sprays, had absolutely no bearing at all on them blooming things. It's amazing how much damage just tiny little red beetles can do. The tomatoes I've got out here, so these are all the outdoor tomatoes. I've grown no vine tomatoes here. They're all determinate types, I think. So we've got the RAF ones here, which grew for me last year, but I really didn't get much off them. Mainly because I ended up getting kind of a blight kicking quite quickly. But this year, I think I might have planted them early enough that I'm going to get some decent tasting fruit from them. And then amongst this lot as well, we've got some black strawberry, black beauty. So again, they're doing really, really well. And you got Heinz. That's the Heinz variety one there. The thorn apples still putting out flowers, but these are the fruiting bodies of the plant. So this is basically the things that what they do is dry out and then they open up and they drop all the seeds, and then you end up with loads and loads of poisonous plants growing everywhere. Fantastic. But I'll be taking them off as soon as I can basically get to a stage where I can start cutting them out, and I'll be doing that. I'll probably let a couple of them go so I can actually take on the I can use the seeds next year. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a mishmash. The purple variety again is putting out some flowers, but yeah, they've gone over at the minute, which is a bit of a shame. The other seeds that I get from this, I'm wondering whether do datura, do they cross pollinate? Am I going to get a different colour flower off these if I plant them? Can't remember. It's a solanum species. Anything's possible. They are so promiscuous, these solanum species. Got another brugmansia here. Again, pointing out those. Yeah, it's actually datura because it's these actual thorn apples. The voodoo lily has put out these great big spears with these nice, absolutely gorgeous leaves on the top. I missed that initial fruiting thing. I'm wondering whether these are seeds. I don't know much about this plant. And again, we've got these other kind of weird lily kind of things in there amongst with them. Maybe they will, I don't know. The pineapple guava is flowering. There's bits and flowers here and there. I've not seen much in the way of fruit off them though. I'm not sure whether I need another pineapple guava to cross-pollinate. I'm going to have to do some reading. I thought I bought one that was self-fertile, but I might be wrong on that, unfortunately. Okay. So whether you've noticed everywhere, I've got borage. You know, so these little flowers growing everywhere. So starflower or borage, it's something that gives out a lot of nectar. So the bees absolutely love them. Right, so let's step round. As I say, we've got another cosmos trough here. Those are my ricin plants. So those are the castor oil plant, castor bean plant. Again, doing really well. I cut off the flowers off these originally, so that they will get a bit bigger before they flowered again. They will flower again, and we'll get some seeds. You can see the flowers all coming out, or starting to come out there now. Again, one of the most lethal. It's actually counted as the most toxic plant in the world, basically because there's no known cure for the poison that the seeds contain. We've got a nice little tiny variety of tomato. So this one's sweet pea, again doing really well. Okay, we've got my pumpkin patch here. Everything seems to be growing okay. So in terms of the that one there is actually a shoe fly. So you can see the they look a bit different, and the flowers are actually I've actually pulled the flower off. The apple of Peru, or the shoe fly, which is supposed to keep the flies away from everything. But yeah, the pumpkin's doing well. I'm pretty sure I've got a colleague at work who will love some of these leaves. So if I take some of the leaves off, I'll take them into work and she can cook them. The glass corn, I was really late planting that. I'm hoping I get something out of it. We've got a shark's fin gourd there. So the actual gourds off this is supposed to taste like shark's fin. I'm not sure how true that is. I've never grown this before, but it's something that we'll try. Sweet peas have all gone over. I should have been down to harvest these a bit more, but they've all put out these nice pods. Again, you can't eat these particular pods. They will potentially give you really bad digestive problems. They're toxic. Right, my giant Dill's Atlantic Giant. So this was the original plant with a blooming great big weed behind it. So that's the Dill's Atlantic Giant where I planted it, and it looks like that there is my first and only fruit growing on it. One pumpkin on it. The thing about these vines on the pumpkins is that where they actually hit ground, again, they make roots. So I'm wondering whether or not to just maybe let it root again so that there's more nutrients going to that one pumpkin, and maybe then chop the growing tip off so it doesn't grow further. But again, I don't know. I have got some other pumpkins growing amongst this lot already, he said. There's one in there somewhere. There we go. So we've got one in there kicking along. Not sure 100% what variety that one is. I can't remember. When it starts getting a bit bigger, I think we'll find out. And then we've got another one there. Again, they're doing okay. The nipple plants, these are absolutely amazing, but they need a ton of water. Again, I'm probably going to have to... Well, they were supposed to get an absolute load of water, a load of rain over the next day or so. I'm going to leave it till tomorrow. I'll come back from work, and if it needs some water tomorrow, I'll water it tomorrow. The Rosella I've moved from where it was on membrane, and I left it on membrane purely because I didn't want ants to actually get into the bucket, but I've moved it out here now because I want to see if I can get the roots to go through the bottom of the bucket and I guess plant into the ground or go into the ground, because I want to try and get this plant a little bit bigger before it gives us some flowers. I think it's starting to try and put out some flower buds now on it, and it's the flower calyxes that you can actually eat and turn into to a really nice jam. It's a member of the hibiscus family, same as okra. So okra again will grow those really nice flowers. With okra it's usually a white flower, a really nice flower, but these are really bright red flowers, and they absolutely give a really fantastic taste to a jam. So hopefully I'll get some calyxes this year I can harvest, but we'll see. Knowing me, they'll probably all come out as really nice flowers, and I'll probably miss the calyx stage completely. We'll see what happens. The lemongrass is doing really well, and the pineapple sage, so the smell of this is gorgeous. My basil, I think the fox has jumped into this and dug it up, and it's been a bit of a mess ever since then. I have got some cilantro, but again I think the slugs and snails seem to like that a bit, so I wanted to harvest some leaves off this to make some green paste or green seasoning for Caribbean cooking. I used some orange spice yesterday in an absolutely gorgeous prawn dish. Prawns and shrimp, I did the two together with this really nice orange spice that I'd made. That included cilantro as well, but really good flavour to it. Those people that were interested in the mandrake, I've got two mandrake plants now, both looking a little bit like this. Now, I haven't grown mandrake before, but again, another solanum species, another poisonous plant. I don't think it's going to scream when I take it out of the ground, but yeah, it's growing. Hopefully we'll get it to the stage where I can actually I don't know, get some flowers off it. That should be nice. I've still got a load of these giant Kelsey onions to put somewhere. They're probably not going to do much now, but I'll stick them somewhere. We've got some more cilantro growing, so I want to put this into the tub down here, see if I can get these into nice bigger plants. I don't think I should be growing mint in here again. I think the mint is just, it just gets really leggy in here. I think maybe it's the light. Maybe it's not getting enough light. I want nice squat plants that you can harvest plenty of and you get really nice flavour out of them, but I don't know. I may be the only gardener in the world that can kill mint. Ah, terrible. The garlic harvest, they're still drying out. I've left them in here. The elephant garlic, It's done all right this year, I think. The 6 out of the 9 that I managed to get out of there. Right, we'll have a quick look at the end here. I think I might do a polytunnel tour separately. I might actually do a chilli tour separately and show you what's going on in there. The Kelsey onions, so these are the giant onion challenge ones. Oh, actually the Kelsey ones aren't, it's the LC ones that are the giant onion challenge ones, but the Kelsey ones for me, where I got the seeds from Ali at my rusty garden, they seem to be doing better than the LC ones. So these are the LC ones. Much of a muchness. I'm not good with onions. I've never claimed to be any good with onions, but they probably need a bit of a feed. I nearly fell backwards into the neighbour's plot there. The akocha or pottle, that's the other name for this plant, or kiwa, the Asian, one of the Nepalese Asian kind of names for it. So this is akocha, so a Peruvian vegetable. So you can use it everywhere where we'd use a green pepper. Absolutely really gorgeous flavour to this, albeit kind of a nice, it's a delicate flavour. It's not an in-your-face one. Leaves look a lot like marijuana, but it's not. The beans are growing well. So this is the purple queen. We can probably start harvesting some of these soon. Yep, pretty much now. I've took my eye off the ball with these. And then we've got the dragon's tongue beans. Absolutely gorgeous looking things. I mean, look at that colour. Again, you put these in stir fries and things. They don't keep that colour, unfortunately, when you stir fry them. They go a kind of just a greeny colour. But absolutely gorgeous looking things. Dragon tongue beans. And the rare variety of bean that I've got growing is this one here, which is the Independence beans. Again, they're doing okay. Harvested a few more fruit off the courgettes, so again they're still growing, doing all right. Got some more of the climbing beans growing here as well. So cave beans and old Mother Stoddard green portal beans. So quite a few different ones. The weed here is fat hen, which is something you can eat. It's again a member of the kind of amaranthy kind of family. Again, something you can eat. And again, I think this was a normal corn variety called Swift. So it's really quick, but it's not growing very tall. I was hoping it would grow a bit taller before it started to put out the fruiting bodies and things. We've got the Rhonda Black runner beans and things growing well, so they're doing okay. And in terms of the squashes, you're starting to get some nice squashes. So this is a crook neck squash, and we're getting some other ones kind of dotted around. It's a weird looking thing. Hopefully it's doing all right. Got another one growing there. So that's a white barred, a white boar variety. And need to do another harvest of the blackberries. These are actually, you can smell them starting to go over, but in terms of the flavour, they're really good still. But some of them starting to taste a little bit alcoholic, like they're starting to ferment, which happens with kind of soft fruit. So again, after the rain over this weekend, I think I'm going to harvest the rest of these and see where we go. I never can stop myself eating these when I'm down here. Another nice pumpkin there, growing vertically. We've got a candy roaster, and again we've got some more growing here. So I think that was called Iran. So again, it's a nice colourful kind of pumpkin. We've got a blue banana there. And I think I've got a blue banana there. There's another one there. Again, starting to grow these vertically. They're doing okay. This is the one that was inside the polytunnel. I brought it out here. Hopefully it was going to get a bit more rain. So this is one of the honey nut squashes. Again, we're starting to get some fruit off these as well. This has done really well. This is one of the tamarillos. Starting to get these really sturdy stems now. That smell of peanut butter from the leaves though is amazing. Kind of a weird smell to it. Some people have described it as turpentine, but it's definitely more like peanut butter. I'm going to have to start getting the bras out, I think, soon to support some of these enormous pumpkins we've got, and they're starting to get quite heavy. So again, this weekend I'll be probably putting some supports in for these, and then get another candy roaster one there. It looks like we've got pumpkins and things growing everywhere at the moment. So we've got another crook neck squash there, and again things are growing vertically. They're growing across. We've got another one here growing quite well. We've got a Victor pumpkin there. That's quite a large weight to be hanging down from there. Now I thought originally I'd grown some Lebanese bushmallow seeds, but it turns out hopefully this is a tromboncino, which I grew an absolutely enormous one of those a few years back. It would have broken the New Zealand record at the time. But yeah, hopefully we can get a few more decent tromboncinos off there. Oh no, I've seen a couple of what they call it, a couple of fruit that's already started growing off it. There's another crookneck gourd squash there, and we've got a Gerber custard, almost like a scallop kind of squash here. Really quite nice. The mulberry has started to put out some fruit. I've had a few of those. Again, you harvest them when they're black and they hide them really quite well. And there we go, there's one here. Oh no, I think we've got a wasp on it. We've got two wasps on it. The thing about these particular fruit is they are so good that all of the insects like wasps will basically be attracted to them. There's one in there. Let me see if I can grab that. Okay. Oh no, it's still red. It's a shame. I'm not going to eat that one. I was trying to find a black one, because these are they're probably the best tasting berry you can actually eat. You see what I mean? When I say the best tasting berries, the insects are absolutely loving this as well. Yeah, can't get. There we go. No, there we go. Yeah, it's going in and out. Blooming wasps everywhere. You see right at the top of the tree there, as you'd expect, ones I can't get hold of because I'm too short. Okay, what we'll do, we'll have a quick glance inside the polytunnels. I won't do a polytunnel tour today. I will leave this where it is. It's quite a long video already. You've seen most of the outdoor stuff, at least on this particular plot. I'll give you a quick look at the plants that aren't chillies, and I'll give you a bit of a chilli tour tomorrow, and we'll see what happens there. So we've got another tamarillo here. I think I'm going to take this one outside as well. I think the plants are doing better outside than they are in here. Well, they are doing really quite well. The glory lilies, again, one of my favourite plants because they look so amazing, so delicate. I mean, the actual colours of that are fantastic. Got a couple of cucumbers to harvest. The gourd that we've got here, I can show you the flower finally. So this is the flower of the serpent gourd. which again will bring the moths in. That white flower is really, really good for moths. This one's not smelling as good as the last one that I grew, which is a shame. So I'm going to tie this particular thing into the tunnel here. The melons still doing okay, still not ready. Okay, remember we're waiting for that to shrivel up and go brown, and then we can harvest this. But they're looking okay, they're looking good. The tomatoes are a mess. So these are the taste challenge tomatoes that I was doing with Mark at Gang Gang and Peanut. But I've got some growing. I'm not sure what they all are. There we go. I think that one might be Chupa Chups. Is Chupa Chups a big tomato? It's looking pretty good. There's the other melons that I'm growing. So we've got another one here. Maduras. There's a few growing. We've got the rich sweetness ones here, growing nicely. So this serpent gourd here is like one plant, still growing really, and I've cut so many of these off, crazy amounts. But I guess it's the water. Every time I water it, it grows more of these vines. It's a plant that just wants to survive and just wants to put fruit out. I could literally go around and show you all the chilies, but I think I will be here for a while. And sweet peppers, because there's an absolute ton of them at the moment. I've managed to pull the end off that one, so I will be taking that vine off in a minute, shortly. Let's just say the onions that were over here, they're not doing as well. I need to probably give them a feed. What do I feed onions with? Is it nitrogen at this stage, potassium at this stage? Let me know. I'm gonna have to watch some of the other people's giant onion challenge ones and see what I can do. Again, some more lovely glory lilies there, and the pelargoniums are doing really well in the baskets, and that smell you're getting from the leaves is really so good. So you've got pine and cedar and rose. That's the rose one, absolutely gorgeous. Got a self-seeded cinnamon vine here. So this is the Chinese yam, is the other name for it. This will put out tiny little flowers on it, which they do smell of cinnamon, albeit kind of a basic kind of faint smell, depending on the heat. If it gets warmer, then they generally put out a bit more smell. The melon here, not doing quite so good. This is a shame, really. I'll give you a quick thing of the chilies. So all the chilies are in the ground here, apart from these three plants at the front, that are in the chili grows. Enormous plants, all around our chilies, and they're doing really, really good. Let me just show you though the giant aubergine plant I grew. So that's the plant there. So it's about a 3-foot plant, variety called Aswad. They're supposed to make really enormous, giant, great big aubergines. Now the biggest aubergine in the world, or the heaviest aubergine in the world, was nearly 3.8 kilograms, which is about 8 pounds something. It's this massively heavy thing. Let me show you the fruits that are growing on mine at the moment. So those are my absolutely gorgeous aubergines. They're doing really, really well. So these varieties, it's almost like a globe aubergine or eggplant that's supposed to get us the size of a small dog. So yeah, amazing growth on it. They're doing really well. I'm so pleased that at least I've got an aubergine that is, I don't know, maybe it'll give me something I can take to Malvern or something like that. It's not something I've ever done, but you never know. Right, so that's a tour of everything except the chilies. I'm going to give you a separate chili tour. There's probably too many to talk about in the polytunnels here. I'm probably going to need to move a few of the pots around and stuff so I can actually get at them. Yeah, should be an absolutely amazing thing. The other thing I'll show you on the chili video is I've got the two other salam species that I haven't really showed you. So the nipple plant, I've got nipples on it, and I've got melon pears as well growing. So hopefully we're going to get a lot of varieties of different fruit this year. So it should be really good. Right, that's the tour for today, albeit quite a large amount of stuff going on at the moment, and I'm so pleased that I have got so much going on, because it's always nice to have variety and different things to pique your interest and keep you interested. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really good season for a lot of different things this year. That heat has been a game changer, especially for things like the chilies. And as long as we can keep the water going, that's the thing. We're going to be having hose pipe bans and things like that probably at some point. As long as we can keep the water going and keep these plants watered and fed, they're going to keep giving. So hopefully we'll have a really good season. Thanks very much for joining me. I know this is going to be, unfortunately, a long one again. I didn't think it was going to be this long, but there is so much going on my plot. We'll see you on the next video. The next one will be a look at the chili plants that we've got in here. Hopefully, maybe I can taste a couple as when we do that one as well. Should be different, because there's some really hot ones coming in here, and a lot of the other varieties as well. Right, we'll see you on the next video then, guys. So all the best. Take care. Bye bye.